Do you suck at the guillotine? Well, a lot of people do. I want to show you why you suck at the guillotine. There are a million guillotine videos on YouTube, on Vimeo, on everything. There's VHS tapes with people doing guillotines. And pretty much every time they obsess about what they are doing in the guillotine. Meaning, what grip are you using? Which angle are you using? But what they don't think about is what you are trying to do to your opponent. So what we're gonna do is a little bit of an experiment. What I want you to do is I want you to take your hand and go in front of your throat. Don't squeeze, just put it in front of your throat. Don't do this if you're at work, actually. I don't want any notes about how people got fired in the comments, like, oh my gosh, I got fired at work because I was trying to choke myself because Josh told me to. Don't do that, that's weird. Wait till you get home, all right? So what you're gonna do is take your hand and just push into your throat. You can create a little pressure, okay? Now let's say you take your hand and you push into your throat, you grab the back of your head and push your chin over your head. You can hear it in my voice. Already, that choke starts to happen. That is what we are doing in the guillotine. That is what is very important about the guillotine. When I'm going to a guillotine on somebody, I am not thinking about driving upwards with my wrist into their throat. There's just not a lot of power there. I am thinking about folding their neck. That is what causes the choke. If I am watering my grass with a hose and I try to squeeze the hose as hard as I can, I'm probably not gonna stop the flow of water. But if I take that hose and I fold it, I'll be able to stop the flow of water. And that is what we are gonna do to our opponent's neck. So let's get down to it. I have my lovely assistant, Robert. He's gorgeous, I know. Try to not be distracted by his eyes. I know I get lost in them too. What we're gonna do is we're gonna show you a really simple setup for an arm-in guillotine. And that's what most people struggle to finish, is that arm-in guillotine. So a lot of times when we're dealing with somebody in half guard, sometimes when I'm trying to set this up, I will allow them to get the underhook, right? Sometimes I don't even allow it. Sometimes people are just good at getting the underhook. I'm gonna take my hand and instead of going whizzer and hugging high, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the hip. My knuckles are going right in his hip. And now from here, it's very heavy on Robert's shoulder. I want him to really, really work to start to dig this underhook. As he digs it and digs it and digs it, it usually allows me to get to his neck. Okay, so now for me, I'm gonna take my hand, I'm gonna go over his neck, and I'm gonna begin to fall to my near hip. Now, Robert's gonna start to come up. As he comes up, we're gonna do basic standard guillotine practice of throwing our leg over his back and ending up in this position. Now, it's very important here that I fold his neck. I want to show you what I mean by this. Right now, I'm not folding his neck. If I just try to pull up, I might not be able to finish Robert. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But if I think about putting his chin to his chest by pushing downward with my shoulder, I get the tap very quickly. It becomes very, very tight. Okay? So that is our big fight from this. I am going with a standard cup and saucer grip. But what you'll find really interesting is there are 5, 6, 7 really, really good guillotine competitors in jiu-jitsu. What you'll find is they all use different grips. They all use different setups. But the big thing, the thing that pretty much stays the same is that they fold the neck. That is the big detail that most people miss when being taught the guillotine, and they miss when they're trying to finish the guillotine. And that is why you suck at jiu-jitsu. Once you fix those mistakes that we just worked on, you'll be able to get even better at jiu-jitsu. But if you want to level up more, be sure to subscribe to this channel and like the video.